Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm Aiden Kramer with the Law Office of Aiden H. Kramer, and you're watching All Up in Your Business, Holiday Edition. I'm filming this in December, and since 'tis the holiday season, I wanted to talk about something that's kind of related to holidays. Kind of. Holidays are generally spent with your family and your friends and your loved ones. And because you're spending time with your family, I'm going to talk about families, specifically common law marriages. There are an awful lot of misconceptions about common law marriage. So I want to clear up some of those misconceptions and talk about what exactly a common law marriage is, how you get into one, and what it means for you if you are in a common law marriage. Only a few states recognize common law marriage. My beautiful state of Colorado is one of those. One of the biggest misconceptions about common law marriage is that there's some sort of a time requirement before you're in a common law marriage. A lot of people think that you have to be with someone or live with someone for 7 years. For some reason, people have this 7-year thing stuck in their head for it to be a common law marriage, but that's not true. There's actually no time requirement at all for a common law marriage. The only requirements for entering into a common law marriage are that, one, both parties are legally able to enter into a common law marriage. So basically, you're not already legally married to somebody. Number two, that you are cohabitating. So you have to live together before you can be in a common law marriage. And number three, that the parties hold themselves out as married people. So basically what that means is if you act like you're married, then you could be common law married. If the question ever comes up about whether or not you are in a common law marriage, there are a few things that a court might look at to determine whether or not there is a valid common law marriage. These things aren't conclusive. You don't need to have all of these to be in a common law marriage, and just because some of these exist doesn't mean that you're necessarily in a common law marriage. These are just a few of the things that could be evidence of a common law marriage. The first is that you have a reputation of being married. So if you and your partner call each other my husband or wife, if your friends and coworkers and people that you know typically believe that you're married, that's something that could go towards you being in a common law marriage. Or if you file taxes jointly, or if you own joint property together, that could be another factor going towards being in a common law marriage. And then things such as listing each other on insurance forms or beneficiary designations and calling each other your spouse or your husband or your wife. Things such as wearing rings, or if you ever went through some sort of a ceremony, a marriage ceremony, a wedding ceremony, even if there was no actual marriage license signed, then you could still be in a common law marriage. What all of that means is that if you're in a common law marriage, you are, for all intents and purposes, married. You have all of the same rights and obligations to your spouse that you would if you were married. So if you decide to break up, you can't really just break up. You have to get divorced because you're married. And that is oftentimes when the question of whether or not somebody is in a common law marriage will come up, is when the couple tries to separate and one person in the couple tries to claim that there is a common law marriage and wants to get spousal support, or if ever there's an issue of separation of property, that's where something like common law marriage could be of issue. So a court will look at how the couple acts and whether they act like they're married. If people think they're married, if the couple wanted to act like they were married, then there could be special things that have to happen because they have to get divorced. So remember that next time you try to act like you're in a common law marriage. Just because it's a common law marriage doesn't make it any special from a real legal marriage. You are married, and that may have serious implications down the road. So I hope that cleared up some of the questions and confusions about common law marriage. If you have any more general questions about common law marriage, feel free to contact me. You can comment below, give me a call, email, anything you'd like, and I'd be happy to answer some general questions. That's all for this episode. I'm Aiden Kramer, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and happy holidays and happy new year to everybody.